Alrighty, good morning, everyone. Thank you guys for coming to my tech class this morning. Today we're going to be talking about how to save text message threads for 3 years as required by our brokerage and just by law, and just to keep everything compliant and keep you guys safe in case anything were to happen. I just wanted to come on and present a great option that actually Larry provided with me, that he sent me this really cool kind of program that allows you to download all of your text and save them as PDFs, um, and then save them forever, but especially that 3 year kind of waiting period. So thank you, Larry. Shout out to Larry, who's actually on the call. So Larry, if you have any like tips and tricks that come up, totally let us know.
Oh, okay, I will. Yep, I'm not going to be able to stay for the whole thing, but yes, I use it all the time, so I'll let you know.
Perfect. Sounds great. Before we get started, the program is called iMazing, and we can see it right here, and how to spell it. And then it is for Mac and Windows. So that is a really great feature just because I know some people, everybody uses both. So it's important to be able to work on both computers. Perfect. And here I kind of have some written out steps, but I actually found a really great YouTube channel and video that will walk you through how to download it and then how to use it specifically for text messages through any program. And then I'll go from there on how to download that PDF and save it in Dotloop with the rest of your paperwork for said transaction. Because I feel like that's going to be the best place to save it, just with everything already in compliance. And then you can close that folder and you're good to go. So awesome. I don't anticipate this taking super long. We're going to watch this YouTube video for like 3 minutes and then go from there. So if you have any questions, ask Larry. Just kidding. Just ask anybody. So perfect. Alrighty, here is the YouTube channel, and you guys can see my screen, right? You're good. Hopefully, yes. Sounds good. We'll jump into it.
Pretty straightforward when it comes to transferring data like your music from your computer to something like an iPhone, iPad, or iPod. But what do you do when you need to transfer things in the opposite direction? Hey folks, David A. Cox here with Tech Talk America, and my channel is all about teaching people how to better use the technology at their fingertips. So if you have a Mac, iPhone, or iPad, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Today's class was inspired by a note that I received from a fan by the name of Jim McGuire, and in his note, Jim mentioned that his laptop was recently stolen, which contained a massive collection of music that he no longer had access to. Now, thankfully, Jim did have the majority of that music on an old iPod, but the problem here is that Apple doesn't allow you to transfer data from an iDevice to a computer. Now, fortunately, the third-party software that I'm going to teach you how to use today will do that. It'll even allow you to transfer other things like photos, text message conversations, voicemails, and more. The name of the software is called iMazing. It works for both Mac and Windows. We always love when that's the case. And if you'd like to check it out, there's a link to it down.
And also, he does have a coupon code right here, so you do have to do a one-time purchase for this program, but he has a 20% off coupon code. So if anybody needs that after this class, just let me know.
Down below in the description of the video. You can even save 20% through my link. How to transfer data from your iDevice to your computer. Coming up next on Tech Talk American. I have seen this software save the day in so many different types of situations. For example, I have clients who have lost loved ones and just want to be able to save the last voicemail that they received from that person that they lost. I've also had other clients who have been involved in lawsuits who need to export text message conversations as a transcript in order to present in court as evidence. Whatever it is, if you need to transfer data from your iDevice to your computer, this software will do it. And to show you how to use iMazing, let's now switch to my Mac. After you've downloaded and installed iMazing, just plug in your iPhone, iPad, or iPod to your computer. As I mentioned earlier, this software runs on both Mac and Windows, and even though I'm teaching this class from my Mac, it's pretty much identical on both platforms. Depending on what type of data you want to retrieve, you may be prompted to start by creating a local backup file of your device. This applies if you want to access text message conversations, WhatsApp conversations, phone records, voicemails, Safari history, calendar data, contacts, or notes. That being said, if you're only interested in extracting photos, music, ringtones, apps, voice memos, or if you want to use their file transfer system, you can skip the backup process and access those files directly. You should be aware that if you do need to create a backup, that file is going to be very significant in size. So what you may want to do is if you don't have a lot of free space locally, iMazing does allow you to change the default save location to something like an external hard drive. While we're on the screen, I should also point out that certain types of data like web browser history do require encryption, so you might want to enable that feature. I also wanted to let you know that if you have to go through that backup process, be prepared to wait. For me, it took around an hour. So let's fast forward to the next step. I want to go through these categories one by one, and forgive me, but I am going to go a little bit out of order, starting with text message and WhatsApp conversations. As I referenced earlier, the settings that you have access to here in iMazing make it perfect if you need to prove something in court. In the case of both text message and WhatsApp conversations, you can choose to include date and timestamps for every message by clicking this option here at the top. And then if we go to the bottom right, this is where you'll find all of your options to export the conversation as either a PDF, CSV, Excel, or a plain text file. If there are attachments that you need to preserve, you can also use this option right here to isolate that data. When it comes to music, iMazing.
Okay, perfect. So that is kind of how you go about selecting the text messages, making sure you're getting those timestamps, the date and times and all of that, and all the attachments, downloading it as a PDF to your computer. So Larry, is that kind of similar to your experience or kind of how it works? And
It is, yes. And when you download it that way, the nice thing about it is that it keeps it totally in the same look, at least for me, as the text message thread does. So you've got the other person, you've got you, and back and forth, and it looks exactly like you would see it on the screen. If there's any embedded images or anything, those all come through and look exactly. If somebody sent you if you're on an iPhone and somebody sent you a PDF or some kind of a document, those don't attach unless you click that button that the guy said where you have to isolate that data. But in terms of just the look of the entire text thread, when you save it as a PDF, it looks exactly as if you were scrolling on the screen.
which is really helpful. Thank you, Larry. I'm glad that it works like that. And then you're able to give some really good insights on kind of what it looks like.
All righty.
Perfect. Any questions about that? It's not super complicated, or anything like that. Oops. 7-4. Sorry, I'm just logging into Dotloop now. Paste.
So one more thing that I find helpful with that, where he talked about doing a local backup. I actually do that as well, but I've got a lot of space on my computer or on my flash drives and stuff, and I do a local backup. Of course, everything is also saved to iCloud, at least on the iPhone it is, but I still find it, I don't know, I just like having a local backup as well, which is identical to probably what is in iCloud. But like with my phone, that takes up about, I don't know, 250 gigs of space. But again, depending on what computer you have, that could be a small amount of space on your hard drive. So you do have that option to do local backups of the entire device if you want to.
Which that would be really nice because then you wouldn't have to worry about, yeah, if your phone got stolen or your laptop were to break, and then 2 months later you need that information in court. So,
Or iCloud goes away for some reason, then you've got all your stuff locally.
perfect. Now, Larry, is that the only place you save your text messages, or do you put them in Dotloop? I think we talked about this, but I think you save it on your computer.
Well, yeah, I put them in .loop as well. I mean, they're a PDF, so I just go to the transaction file and I save them in .loop under the transaction file. I also save them on my computer, but I have my computer's set up. I've got my local computer. I do backups of my local computer to a cloud service. I've got an external hard drive that I even do another one to periodically, and that's stored off site, not even at the house. So, I mean, I'm a backup Nazi. I have lots of backups.
It sounds like it. Everybody have your files and backups like Larry does. That's amazing. So, well, very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing, Larry.
Yep.
This is all from you, so I appreciate it. Um, One suggestion I have that if you're like, okay, well, I want to keep everything together and in .loop. So let's say you do download all of this information into a PDF from this screen. You can upload that right into, so pretend this is a loop for your client. So this is all of their documents. You can add a document and then browse from your computer and add that text thread in here. That's a really great way to keep it connected as well. Perfect. Awesome. And then over here, I did have the steps kind of written out for you. So this is where you'll go to download iMazing if you're on an Apple computer or if you're on a Windows computer, and just follow these steps. They might be a little bit different on these first two, but then it should be pretty similar throughout. So um, yeah, perfect. And then down here, save text threads as a PDF, upload to Dotloop with the rest of your paperwork. So just kind of an all-around way to save all of these text threads for the allotted time.
Uh, I'll jump one more thing. I will say that Suzanne uses it um, on her MacBook, so on Mac, and I use it on a Windows computer, and it's accurate that it works the same way on both.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So step 3, the first connection, under Windows, it says plug iPhone via USB cable. So I work off of Android. So does the iPhone, is that interchangeable with an Android phone?
Yeah,
I
all it's telling you to do is connect it to the computer
Okay.
somehow. So I don't know what connection you have on the Android. It's probably USB-C, but then you've got to plug it into your computer just so that it registers a driver and knows where to find your phone.
Interesting. Okay.
And if you don't have, um, unless you have a very new computer that most of them don't, well, the Macs do, but the Windows computers don't tend to have a USB-C thing. So you
Uh-huh.
have to get one of those cords that has the USB-A at one end, which is the big kind of rectangular one that we're all used to, and then USB-C at the other end. But those are like $5 on Amazon.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Awesome. Great question. Perfect. But that doesn't seem overly too complicated, and seems like a really great process to save all of those for safekeeping. Awesome. Well, if you have any questions, I'm more than willing to sit with you and answer any questions. We can bring Larry in, the expert. So I appreciate you guys all coming, and hopefully I'll send this out just so you can see the video, can see the steps, and things like that. So if you have any questions, totally reach out.
Thanks again.
Thank you guys. Have
See
a
ya.
great day.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you. See ya.
How do I hang up?
Oh, I'll end the call.